Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome to another Smite commentary. This time around we will be playing the new god Chulainn. I haven't really touched him that much just yet. This is the second time I'm playing him. He's quite interesting. The first time I played him I was terrible at him, so to speak. I was only able to get into his passive form, his enraged form once in an entire match, and it was at a time that I didn't really want it. So I kind of stopped playing him after that. I considered him quite weak, which to be fair he isn't. I've been playing against a couple of them, and even though there are, well, it always depends on who's playing it, of course, but I've been playing against a couple Chulainns that did very, very well. And that kind of taught me how to play him a little bit better too. Because he is an interesting god. As you can see, he has a meter, he has rage, he doesn't have any mana. And that's what makes him so interesting. If you basic attack or if you get attacked, you'll get damage. Or you'll get rage, I mean. 1 rage per damage you take and 1 rage per... what's it called? Damage you deal. And the interesting part about it is when you're at the threshold of 85, you'll have 3 seconds, and in those 3 seconds you'll transform into his enraged form. And if you don't want that, then you can kind of get away with it by going for your 2. So I'm talking so much gibberish. Let's see if we can just go and see if we can get into an enraged form. As you can see here, I have finally transformed. And I will be able to charge in. Can I use the ultimate? Will be able to pick up the Chulainn. I won't be able to get out of the tower though. It looks like the Hercules is very, very low. Maybe the Terra can pick him up. Looks like it's not the case. Unfortunately, it did die to the archer, so no kill granted to anyone. But, yeah, okay. So yeah, back to the rage. That's what makes him unique. He's the only god so far that has rage. And his abilities grant him rage too. My 1 and my 3 will grant rage, depending on how many targets I hit. I think it's 6 rage, both grant, and it's per target hit up to a maximum of 3. So that means that I can get 18 rage per ability if I hit 3 or more targets. And I think the cost is about 10 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But you'll get a net positive if you hit the 3. I think it's also just barely a net positive when you have let's see, when you hit 2. Not 100% sure about that. But if you only hit 1 target, then you won't be able to do so. Let's make sure that I don't get enraged. The 2, on the other hand, doesn't grant you any rage back. It will only consume, and it will consume a decent amount. So when you're at that threshold and you don't want to transform, you can kind of use your 2 to get you to a point where you won't transform anymore. And that's kind of how you kind of supposed to use it. Let's see if we can make good use out of it. As you can see here again, under the threshold. I'm keeping myself at about 80, which is the best form to be in, because that means that I will use an ability on multiple targets. I'll try to go in rage, and I can just use my entire kit, go in rage, use the entire kit again. So that can be of a lot of use if you do it that way. Let's go for the ultimate, and it looks like I will be transforming here. Nice root by the opponents. I root her inside that Nox though, inside that Nox too, and it will be able to pick up a kill. When you're in this enraged form, your 2 will be activated constantly, so it will have that area of effect around you all the time, as long as you're enraged. I think you're enraged for about 15 seconds or so. Not 100% sure how long it is. But a decent amount of time. Your abilities will do a little bit different. I mean, when I'm in my normal form, my 1 will deal damage. It applies a debuff. I'm not 100% sure what it does though. The 2 is an area of effect around you that deals damage over time and gives you increased movement speed. Your 3 is a leap that just deals damage, and, well, it is a leap. Your ultimate is a AoE knock-up around you with a little bit of wind-up on it. I think it provides you CC immunity for the casting, so that's pretty good. Not 100% sure about that though. And when you're in your enraged form, all your abilities get a little bit of a different function. Your one will still be a lined attack, but it will actually grant you a root in addition to the damage, which is pretty good. The 2 will be activated constantly, like I mentioned. And the 3 will be a charge, something like Herc's Driving Strike. So you just push someone away and hit them as they go. As for his ultimate, while he is in his enraged form, his ultimate is a AoE, similar to his ultimate in his regular form. But this ultimate trembles the opponents, so that's pretty interesting. I'm not able to hit anything here. Let's see if we can go for the ultimate. Provides me some rage. I won't transform in my enraged form here, but looks like we will be able to pick up both of them because of that nice Nox combination into my ultimate, doing so much damage to them. Okay, so that's a bit about his kit. It is an interesting one. I kind of feel like you need to get used to it a little bit and try to juggle with his rage, so to speak. I mean, you can see me using it here again to make sure that I don't enrage too quickly. But since your basic attacks and getting damaged also grant you rage, it can still happen that you'll transform without you wanting to. So that makes it, I don't know, it makes him a very unique character, but also pretty powerful because he actually has 8 abilities. It's one of the few gods that has 8 abilities. I mean, you know Hel, you know Ulla, you know Tyr. They can change stances, so to speak. But that stance change ability is also... Let's see. I'm going enrage right now. Let's go for the tremble first. Go for the root. Pushing them away. And I will be able to pick up the honor with that. His basic attack is a little bit awkward. The animation is a little bit different than his regular one. He will attack a little bit slow, but he will deal more damage. Root on the Chulainn. And it looks like we will be able to get him. The dash won't be far enough though. And I have transformed back to my normal self with just a little bit of rage. You'll start with 25 rage. And, well, you can lose rage depending on if you hit multiple targets with your abilities or if you use your 2 or not. And you can gain rage, of course, by attacking, getting attacked, hitting multiple targets with your abilities, etc, etc. So yeah, pretty interesting kit altogether. Looks like, wow, look at that damage. That's so much damage. Let's see if we can go for something here. Going for the ultimate. 1 smack will be enough, and that's going to be a double kill. And we might be able to pick up the Herc 2 here. I do have a root almost. Come on. Yeah, we'll be able to pick up that triple kill. Very nice. Go for the dash. Won't be able to hit it though. And I'll change back to my normal form. And then as long as minions are tanking, I should be able to get out. Deal some damage to the Phoenix. I do no damage to the Phoenix. I don't have a lot of power and I have no pen. So it kind of makes sense. But let's provide some peel for Aphrodite as long as I'm here. I do have my relics, but I don't really want to use them. Wow, look at that damage. She got destroyed. Looks like that root will be able to finish off the Nike. That was a lot of damage that Aphrodite did with the back off. Definitely very powerful. I won't be able to tank this. I need to get out. Let's just try to peel for Aphrodite. She looks like she's quite low on HP. And the birds will be able to pick the Chulainn. Nice. Wow, we're actually very far ahead. 22 to 3. That's insane. But yeah, interesting god. I think he's a lot of fun. Once you get used to him a little bit better. I feel like he can do a lot. Back to my point of the stance changes. They have an ability to change the stance. And they don't really get anything out of that ability. Except for maybe something passively. And this god actually has, well, I feel like 7 activatable abilities. Or abilities he can use on his own. I can use my 2 on my own in this particular form. In my enraged form it will be automatically. So I'm not sure if you should count that or not. But still not too bad. I can try to enrage. I don't really want to. They are staying in the Phoenix a little bit too much. So going enrage now is kind of a waste. Rather not. That way I'll have 2 ultimates if I play it properly. That's also one of the reasons why I like him so much. It's because if you use your ultimate and go enrage afterwards, you kind of have your ultimate again. And that way you can make sure you'll... Ah, crap, I'm going to enrage. Not what I wanted. Oh well. Let's make some use out of it though. I'm smacking him for so much damage. Wow. Aegis is not going to Aegis anything except for a couple of basics. Nice heal. And looks like he will be able to survive, unfortunately. Decent damage to the honor though. Come on. Yeah, smacked him around. That Thorns did a good amount of damage. And I had my bracelet just in case. I used it to get some healing out of it. Let's just use the 2 for the damage this time. To get rage, it's not a good thing to use your 2 for damage. I feel like you will just lose rage, even if you're basic attacking a lot. And that's what it is used for anyway. I can't get the Phoenix. I'll just die. There's also, by the way, if you use your 3 as an escape, you won't get any rage back if you don't hit anyone with it. So that's also an issue you might have. I don't know, he's a very unique character. But yeah, like back to my point, he has 7 activatable abilities instead of the maximum amount of 6 that all these stance switches have. So if you're able to use your abilities well, you'll be able to just do an insane amount of damage. Because if you're able to dump your entire kit on someone and just get a refresh of your entire kit in your enraged form, while getting a shield for it, because when you change you also get a shield, it's just, it does so much for you. It's just very, very nutty. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. I do recommend trying him. He's not your typical god though, so he might take more practice than any other. Dude, look at that damage. 14k damage. I mean, it does not look like a lot, but it was only a 10-minute game and everyone on my team was doing a lot. I mean, 6-1, 6-1, 4-0, and 8-0. We were just shredding the opponents. A little bit too much. Would have liked it if this game lasted a little bit longer, but we'll just have to deal with it this time. But yeah, he's interesting. I think I would rather build him a little bit more tanky though, but it wasn't really necessary in this particular game because I didn't really have to fear anyone at the opponent's side. The only one that could really destroy me, I feel like, was probably the Nuwa. If I get too close to her, she can just shining metal my ass and just get so much damage off. But other than that, I don't really feel like they could have done too much. They were kind of focused on the front line with the Hercules, the Nike, and the Chin-Chan. They didn't really have too much burst damage, which I feel like he doesn't deal well with. But I might be wrong, I'm not sure. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was the first look, well, the first time I actually showed this god on the channel. First time I played him, it was definitely not worthy of a video. This one was a bit rather short too, but I'll try to get a better one in. Can take a while, but we'll see if we can get another good game with this god. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a request, please let me know. And as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.